Oh, I know that sound. It's time for the Beer and News Report. Hi, and welcome to the Beer and News Report. Cheers. Today I'm drinking Mythos beer. I've had this one before, and I like it. I got a six-pack of it, so I figured what the heck. Anyways, you should give it a try. Cheers. I usually don't do two skids back to back, but this one's keeping me up all night, and obviously I need my beauty sleep. You would think that staying up all night would make me lose weight, but no. I have hunger anger. What is that? It's when you get pissed off because you can't sleep and you decide to treat it by eating cookie dough at midnight. Sometimes it's pork rinds and guac. It's whatever I'm hungry for. Anyways, this show is going to be a sarcastic take on the headline news because they, the national news channels, are holding back on how they really feel and what's happening. And I feel the need to push the point home. So I'm actually going to jump into a character, and for me, there's no better straight shooter than a Vermont farmer, right? Although I do make references to my California self from time to time, just let it slide off. Anyways, grab a beer and let's get pissed off together. Cheers.
Hello, I'm Pat McGroin, and this is the Sarcastic News. So if you don't like it, cry me a river. Asian abuse, it's all around. People shoving elder Asians to the ground or punching them in the face for what? Because they think Asians are giving everyone the coronavirus. How stupid is that? If this were true, then we should be attacking pig farmers when the swine flu came out and chicken farmers when the avian flu hit. Truth is, you can't get the coronavirus from being Asian or being around Asians, period. It's just like having an Asian friend doesn't make you better at math. Unless, of course, you talk them into doing your homework. Then it's going great until the test time. Also, if this were true, every white guy would have black friends. You'd hug your black buddy saying, "Oh, you're going to get this bigger, right?" That's what she said. Now, this racist idiot named Robert Aaron Long, he comes along and shoots up 3 Asian spas, killing 8 people. The police said he was having a bad day and that he is a sex addict trying to cure himself. Having a bad day? Really? Isn't that the standard line police use when they shoot someone? Just for reference, what do police say when a black guy shoots someone? He's a criminal. Actually, it could be any minority. It doesn't have to be black. Now, what about the sex addict part of this? According to his testimony, he wanted to rid the sins in his life so he can feel better going to church. Obviously, you can tell that he's not Catholic because then he would have shot up little boys. Oh, my mom's not going to like that one. But wait a minute. Why would you go to a spa to rid yourself of sexual addiction sins? Wouldn't a strip joint be a better place to do that? Who goes to an Asian spa for sex? All right, that's a rhetorical question. There are many spas. You don't have to go to Asian ones that give happy endings, right? We all heard of it. All you have to do is look at their ratings. Now, you don't want the spa with 5 stars. You want the spa with 5 cupped hands. That's the rating you want. And then when you go to those, you'll come out relaxed. You know what happened? He went into the spa. He got the happy ending. He fell in love. He probably has an Asian fetish. And he proposed to her. Then when she rejected him, he went to the next spa. And he kept doing this over and over until he got frustrated. All this could have been avoided if he had just listened to country music. Sing it, Johnny Lee. This guy shot up 3 spas and was on his way to Florida to shoot up some more when they caught him. I think it's fair to say that he was a misogynist. Oh, extra points for wordplay. Really. What he should have done, he should have gone to the vice division of the police department and report these spas. And then go home and watch 10 or 15 minutes of internet porn and relieve his tensions. You know, for fun, he could have pulled up a movie of Stormy Daniels and made believe he was Donald Trump. He didn't have to go and shoot up these happy ending spas. Come on, dude. Think of the rest of us. All right. Next topic. Republicans. They're refusing to take the corona vaccine. That's right. Over 50% of Republicans are refusing the vaccine because they say it was made too fast. There hasn't been enough testing, and we don't even know what the after effects are. There's other reasons, but wait a minute. They like Trump. Trump developed the vaccine in his own program called Warp Speed. The vaccine was being distributed before Biden got into office, and Trump has taken the vaccine himself. Is it just me, or are these guys a bunch of two-faced sons of bitches? Okay, there seems to be a mantra that if you're truly Republican, you won't get the corona vaccine, because to get the vaccine means you're weak, you're a sheep, or worse yet, you support the Democrats. Ah! Not the Democrats. But let's take a deeper look at this. The last election was very close. Some states were won by less than 50,000 votes. Do you remember Georgia? Then there's old people. Old people are known to be the highest percentage group who vote. Have you heard of AARP? Of course you have. They're as big, if not bigger, than the NRA. Now, what group of people gets hit hardest by the coronavirus? Are you thinking late teenagers and 20-year-olds? No. The coronavirus infects and kills as many of them as that group goes out to vote. Yeah, right. Less than 10%. The coronavirus killed old people. That group is about 80% of the deaths, and I'm talking about people 60 and older. Yeah, I know that 60 isn't that old, but here's the test. When you fart in public and people can hear it, but you don't care, well, then you're old. Getting back to Republicans, let's put this all together. If old people are a huge voting bloc and the coronavirus mainly kills old people, and the Republicans are refusing to take the corona vaccine, doesn't that mean that older Republicans could potentially die from the virus? Have I got your attention? Now, if that happens, isn't that going to push the elections towards the Democrats, right? If the Republicans start losing their older voters, which, by the way, is the only voting bloc the Republicans have a lead in, then the Democrats should do better in the elections. Not only that, but if you look at the states where older people retire to, and usually Florida and Arizona jump to the top, right? Now, Florida has a big Republican buffer. They're not turning Democrat anytime soon, but Arizona did turn blue in the 2020 presidential election by just over 10,000 votes. I know that's less than 1% of the votes. So it seems the Republicans are asleep at the wheel. Now, if the coronavirus kills off the older Republicans, but not the older Democrats because they take the vaccine, that means the Democrats don't really have to do anything to make their voting bloc stronger. I think the coronavirus is a Democrat. Now consider this. The FBI and other policing agencies are starting to find and arrest the people who attacked the Capitol building. These hardcore people, like the leaders of the Proud Boys, will most likely get really long sentences, and their followers will probably get shorter ones. Once they get out, they'll be on probation for several years. Why is that important? Because most states don't allow people in prison or on parole to vote. Yeah, I can hear my family and friends back in my home saying, Vermonters allow people on parole to vote. Hey, I said most states, not all states. Those damn Vermonters, they keep calling me out. Okay, for the next 5 or 10 years, this block of hardcore Republican voters will not be able to vote. Okay, sure. That's what, a couple hundred voters, right? Seemingly. But if you saw my show on the domestic terrorism, then you know the power of the Patriot Act and how the FBI can track down anyone connected to those people. So the actual number could be in the thousands over the next several years. Because if you get stung by the bee, You're going to go after that hive. The FBI wants that whole kit and caboodle. What I'm trying to do is point out that there's a cumulative effect happening to the Republicans who seem to like shooting themselves in the foot. These elections are tight. Every vote counts. And just so you know, I was a Republican, but when Trump became the Republican candidate, I switched to Democrat. So it bothers me that I see the Republican Party is self-destructing. Actions have consequences. Hello? All right. One final news topic, immigration. The floodgates have opened and the immigrants are coming in. There's even talk of making the DACA kids citizens. Have the Democrats lost their mind? Not really. If you search on immigrant voting, you'll get tons of articles that immigrants usually vote Democrat. But why is that? There's a great article by the Federalist, and it states most other countries have socialist governments. So when an immigrant comes here, it's just natural they want a government that they're used to. Well, unless you're from North Korea, then nobody wants that government. Here's a chart of the immigration that's been approved since 2013 to 2018. On average, between 700,000 and 800,000 people get naturalized each year. I don't have the actual numbers, but let's just say 2/3 of them become Democrats. So that's a net of over 200,000 people each year. The next presidential election is 4 years away, which means by then 800,000 people will vote Democrat. You know, the 2020 election may have signaled the end of the Republican majority for a while. Between the coronavirus deaths, Republican extremists and their colleagues getting arrested, and immigration, the Republican Party is on thin ice. So if you're a Democrat, it may be time to pop the cork and start the party. If you're a Republican, it's time to grab your ears and pull your head out. This has been the Sarcastic News. I'm Pat McGroin. Have a good night.
Pat McGroin, that's classic. So what did you think of old Pat McGroin? He's cutting through the fluff and telling you like it is. It reminds me of the good old days, right? Cheers. Well, as you can see, I'm almost done my beer, and that means we're at the end of the show. If you want to contact me, I can be reached at this email address. I hope you had a good time watching the show, and if you did, please click that like button. Of course, if you want to get notified of when I do a new show, you click that subscribe button and then the bell icon next to it, and that'll have YouTube notify you when a new show's posted. Till then, keep your beer cold and your interest hot. Cheers.